With warmer days just around the corner, we've rounded up some of our favorite outdoor living spaces to bring the sunshine to you on this special episode of Homeworthy. From luxe lounging pools in Miami to lush hideaways in New York City, these outdoor design ideas are the perfect inspiration for creating a European-inspired oasis or hosting an alfresco soiree. Enjoy! You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story. Like and subscribe for more.
So now we're gonna go out and we'll see the backyard through the French doors that lead outside here. So I wish it was a better day, but you can really enjoy the colors of the garden. For some reason on a rainy day, the green really pops. So Greg and I would always travel to Paris and Europe for business trips. And I was always inspired by the grand gardens, especially the Tuileries gardens. And so when it was time to design this low-key garden that I promised Greg, it would be low maintenance and easy to maintain. That did not happen. I worked with my friend Hal Goldberg, who was a garden designer and has since passed, but it's really a homage to him. As Greg says, Hal would do the design. I would take a big red Sharpie and like cross everything out and draw exactly what I wanted. And then Hal had to acquiesce, obviously. So here we have this beautiful pleached LA of hornbeams surrounded by boxwood. And this is really the entrance into the backyard from the entrance court. And then you come in and you see some of these beautiful statuary that we collected from an estate down in Palm Beach. And then you have sort of a French fountain that sits in these beautiful white hydrangea that will bloom. So it's like a cloud of white hydrangea, and then the fountain sort of is in the middle. Behind that is a treillage that was designed with accents of France in California. And so that was made in California and then crated and shipped here. And then the mirror, which reflects the entire length of the backyard, was put in on site here. All right, guys, it's raining, so we're gonna run into the pool house. So come on in. This is our little pool house. This used to be the one-car garage that you would drive up from the street across the pool and into this garage. So Greg had the vision of adding a bluestone floor, redoing it with wainscoting, and leaving the raw beams and everything up top. So it looks really finished on the bottom, but then we have the rustic ceiling, which I think looks really great. We have a beautiful vintage rattan set that we bought at the Mulford Farms Antique Show years ago. And then this again from Jack, who owns Jet Antiques. He specializes in these beautiful like chain tables and lamps and everything, so we picked that up from him. So this is where we come after dinner, which we serve on the dining porch. After dinner, we all kind of like come here, hang out, we listen to music, have drinks. It's really beautiful when all the candles are lit. It's just a really romantic place, and it does give you like a really nice view of the garden. So through the windows you can see the fountain, and then out the front I have some espalier pear trees and a French dining set from Accents of France, who did that as well.
Welcome to the backyard. So this was actually a year project. We had a little issue with some trees that were growing back here when we originally bought the house. That was the original driveway to the garage, and that back area was kind of like just the mist area. So we had to take all these trees out, clean it all up, and that's when we decided that we need to do different areas in the backyard. So this is off of the primary, which is kind of like where we lay in the morning and kind of like check our mail, kind of like have a little bit of a get the day started moment. And this is actually our entertaining area. We love having people over to the pool and then grilling and like just enjoying the fireplace. It's not a huge size, but it's kind of fun because this is what we call our drinking pool. It has a bench all around. So we're not going to be doing laps. We're actually just going to be relaxing and sitting around. So the inspiration for the backyard area is actually bringing a little bit of my Mexican heritage. I love kind of like how the properties in Mexico and the haciendas have like the big stone walls, but also it kind of creates like a living area. It's not just like a backyard for certain activities. We actually want to create like a full living space where you can have pretty much your entire life out here. So there's like your dining and you're sitting and like you're hanging out. There's not just specific activities that you come and do out. It's kind of like year round, sit by the fire or like have a dinner party. So that was kind of like the main inspiration. I love also the idea of like the black and white to kind of keep it consistent with the house. So we love the idea of like painting all the stone white to make it a little bit cleaner and just making the pop of black and like the built-in pergola and some of the furniture. So the space when we first bought the house is actually just grass, pretty much in this area where the pool is. Everything else was pretty bad looking, not very healthy trees that we actually had to take care of. And at some points they were actually not able to survive. So we decided to take everything down and just make it a little bit more open and more of like a clean space. Now let me show you one of my favorite things. When we built the pool, I always said that I wanted to have an outdoor shower. So we were able to add it to this side of the house, kind of giving us a little bit of a privacy and a little bit of an oasis back here. Actually, I come here a lot, way more than my regular shower. So it's kind of nice to have the option. With the Texas heat, it's kind of nice also after the pool to come and take a cold shower after you've been in the pool and like just go to dinner right after. So it's kind of nice to have the option, and it's an outdoor shower. Just being outside is kind of like the nicest thing to have. So this was actually a gift from one of our best friends. They came from New Mexico. They're just dried chilies. It's super fun because like as the summers change, like as the weather keeps changing, the chilies keep changing colors. I don't know if at some point we might use it to make some salsa or something, but they're kind of a fun little texture addition to just hang in the shower.
So here we are on the back terrace that is beautiful coral rock, and we did the pool to be a lounging pool and a relaxing pool. It's very shallow, it's only 5 feet, but it's really made so that we can actually relax inside of the pool and not have to be worrying about not having enough room. And there's plenty of space for people to sit out here and enjoy the beautiful weather. So the entire house was built around a courtyard that we created to mix the old and the new. And it's my favorite spot of the house. So we have the beautiful lemon trees that my husband tends to. These are Meyer lemons, and they're huge and they're delicious. We use them for everything from pies to seafood. I'm trying to find somebody who can make limoncello with them. And here we have the fountains that we just thought would give this a charming effect with the Juliet balcony doors, because the house is so high above the main level, and it just gives you this grand entrance into the living room, the formal living room.
You really do feel like you're in Italy.
That was the idea. The idea was to take advantage of the architecture, the setting, the sunlight, and really create a very, I want to say, organic environment that matches the home.
So we have arrived at our outdoor patio, which we're so thrilled to have in New York City. As you can see, it's quite a lot of space, and we do a lot of our entertaining outdoors in the early fall, early spring. And I've kind of I wanted to make it a little oasis with the means that we have. We are renting, so I'm not going to do a full-on foliage, but I'm going to try to make it as Millbrook as we can.
We definitely are doing that.
I think we did. These plants, love them. Lush, again, Maison Depot, Home Depot, Divine, all of them. And I did purchase a teak table and benches at auction from Alex Cooper in near Baltimore. It was one of the first things I bought for the apartment because I knew we wanted to use the outdoor space. And I've lined it here as a setting for lunch. The linens are Amanda Lindroth, and my china is Villeroy and Bach. It's funny, these chairs came from another auction in Connecticut, and so I mixed the teak with the iron. I wanted to give it a little more New York feel with the heavy iron. I really was at Maison Depot, rummaging through all their plants and found, the most full, the most lively, and they delivered to the apartment. Not a lot of money, and the planters as well. I will credit Maison Depot. And look how they work with the black and I think this is called Pecan Pie is the color by Benjamin Moore I used on the walls here, kind of a terracotta. So about 48 hours ago, this space only had this teak table and a bench and chairs. There was nothing else here. No lush greens, no blue and white urns, no topiaries. This happened the past 2 days, and it has been very interesting. It has been, bargaining in the flower district. It has been calling friends to say, oh, can I borrow something? And it is just, I'm very, very happy that it turned out so beautiful. And a special thank you to Home Depot for these beautiful lush greens that you would think came from Millbrook.
This is where we have a lot of dinners. It's semi-sheltered, especially during the summer. All the plantings were done. This was just raw roof when I moved in. I had this all redone and then built all this out here. I hope you see some pictures of this place in the summer. I'm going to show them to you because it's phenomenal out here. And I have my shower, which is turned off right now, but which I use from, April or May until November, depending on global warming. No bathing suit, totally naked. Not a sight everyone wants to see, but yeah, I love it out here. It's totally private. And not only that, most of the people around here, I'm the only person who lives up here. Everything else is businesses. So at 5 o'clock on the weekends, it's all closed. And now it's mostly closed. After the pandemic, everything kind of shut down. So I was up here, it was kind of a desert up here. And also it's not my own water tower, it's for the building, but it's such a beautiful thing and it's such a New York part of the landscape thing. I had to have it redone once. We had to take the water tower down and then put it up again, the wooden part. And it was fascinating to watch, actually. Come on out here. Sliding door. And then we're out here. This is over Broadway. And you could lay in the sun right now. It's so fantastic up here. And I have this all built. This is all brand new. I just had it built last summer. I took out the old wood and put in this new fake wood. And all the plantings are here. I have a wonderful guy who comes in to do the plantings, and things are budding, which I'm so happy about. A little too early. And in the summer, all of this fills in with different plants and fragrant flowers, which is fantastic. And I have a lot of dinners up here, and people come up to visit me here. I have a barbecue, which I've been barbecuing for years out here, and it has a great view. If you want to take a look, the view down. This is a view that it's high, but it's not too high. It's not so high that people are ants, but it's not so low that you hear every bit of noise going on.
Bluestone Manor is at its best in the fall, I swear. And I love sitting here with the fire on, and of course we've got this beautiful, famous now lady that Tremendous Flowers put together for me. She recreated the painting that's in the living room, so you can see it's kind of very similar. Now she's become a fixture in the house. We need to name her, folks. So tell me, DM me, what should we name her, all right? She's always waiting for me. So now let's go down and see some of the grounds. Because believe it or not, the outdoors of Bluestone Manor are as beautiful and as interesting and as used as the indoors. And we only have a couple months a year, obviously, to enjoy it. So I put in this fountain. None of any of the landscaping was here. We put the whole thing in. It was basically just empty. So we put in these beautiful trees, which at the time were like this big. And I put in this fountain because I just thought my bedroom's here. The sound of water is so peaceful. It's very good for your nervous system, and I love going to bed at night listening to it. There's something about a fountain that makes you want to do two things, just relax and jump into it, right? And then the beautiful and much used pool. So here is my beautiful pool. I love this pool. We use it a ton, and I created two purposeful seating areas. This umbrella opens up into a huge umbrella. And we really do like entertain and eat out here. The next addition to the house is going to be an outdoor kitchen, which I'm working on for next spring, because I just love indoor-outdoor life. And I was very, very lucky because Front Gate had contacted me last year and said, you know what, would you consider letting us design your pool? Can you imagine? And I thought, oh, they're going to send me a couple pillows, maybe. And look what they did. They literally sent every piece of furniture that is here. We could be in Saint-Tropez. All we need is some great Claude Schall music on. And the thing I love about this is, you know, you can be spending the afternoon as the day kind of draws closer to the evening. It's so beautiful just to sit, perch here, which is my favorite place to perch late afternoon, with maybe a little glass of rosé or something, and just overlook. It's all about creating peaceful places. And one thing I was very conscious of when we were designing the outdoor is I wanted transitional places. So the pool's one area. Then you go down these stairs to the maze area, and every one of these steps were taken from my property, the stone. And that's another area. And then sort of the pathway, which we'll walk over to, that's another area. And then of course the front yard. So you really can do so many different things and entertain in so many different ways. As you know, we had the incredible Prohibition dinner in the maze and the proper dinner over there. I was thinking the other day, I really need to go on holiday. You know, I haven't been on holiday for so long. And then I was thinking, you know, with the airlines being so crazy and expensive and I was thinking, what are you doing, Dorinda? This is vacation. I just need to sometimes turn off and remember to just enjoy it a little bit.
Thanks for watching. For more Homeworthy content, be sure to like and subscribe.